What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm C.
I'm P.
And today we're going to be reacting to every comedian reaction to Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. Part 1.
This is a three-parter.
Three-parter, yeah. There's a lot of comedians out there reacting to
and a lot of people that want to react to this.
So yeah, we did. I think some of them they're gonna put their way of the scene. We seen the. Well, Joe Rogan's not a comedian. Is it? Yeah, he's a comedian actually. So we saw Joe Rogan. We saw
Steve Harvey.
Steve
he's
Harvey,
a comedian.
And it was one more, Jim Carrey.
He's not a comedian. Is he a comedian?
Yeah,
he's a comedian.
Well, he's
a comedic actor.
Yeah, so we saw those three, but everything else we haven't seen. So, and these are long videos. There's 3 parts, so there's a lot of them we haven't seen. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. See what comedians think. You ready?
I'm ready.
As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you like what we do over here, let's begin.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?
So you ran into Chris at the after party.
Yeah, bro. So it was pretty wild. So Spade took me over to the who actually is from Arizona. Shout out, I think he's from Scottsdale. So Spade invited me to be his guest or whatever. We went to the Vanity Fair party. And then we went to some other dude, a rich guy's house. This dude was really, really rich. Like, they had a machine in the front. You could just get money out of it. It was just like, it was an ATM. But you could guess any number and it gave you. It was like, this dude was real rich. Like, yeah, they had, even his dog had like a little wallet on the side.
Damn. Wow.
So this dude was really, really rich. And we went in and like, Jennifer Lawrence is sitting in the back just hanging out outside, like just in her pajamas. She like lived next door, I guess, and so she came over because she heard some commotion or whatever. So she's out back just hanging out. Like there's like Penelope Cruz, fancy people.
Penelope Cruz. Penelope Cruz.
I mean, it's like fancy people you see on the magazine, and they're just sitting there, you know, eating. You know, they had some raviolis. What else did they have?
But imagine that though, like, you say somebody you know from somewhere invited you to like some guy's house, and you see other celebrities just sitting around like chilling. You're like, okay, I don't belong here. Like, I do not belong in this place.
Don't act like I belong.
That must be so surreal though. That must be.
I would put on the fancy.
They had a salad that looked. It was a little I thought it was a little bit wilted, but people were eating it. Rich people will eat. They'll eat kind of more. They'll say it's like more artistic kind of. But anyway, so we get to finally see Chris Rock, right? And I'm with David Spade, so Spade knows him. So they're just kind of talking, and he was just shocked. He was like, "What the fuck happened?" He's almost. It reminded me of. You ever been at a party and somebody gets hit by somebody, and then the person that hit him leaves? And there was never really like a big fight, or maybe there even was a fight, but the one dude never had any idea there was any beef or anything going on. And then you start talking to that guy, and he's like, "Bro, what the fuck happened? Like, what do you think?" You know, that's kind of what it was. He was just like, "What the fuck?"
So did he not know that she had alopecia or whatever disease? That's why she was bald? Did he not know that?
I think he had no clue. I think he had no clue. And who don't have alopecia? Everybody's going bald.
You want to hear something funny? I saw a tweet that said it wasn't even Rock's joke. It was one of the writers.
That's so good.
What do you think he's doing backstage?
But after?
The writer just like,
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Yo, if you watch the beginning of that podcast, Andrew went ham. Like, he went crazy.
God, he's so
Even
weird.
the other guys were like, "Yo, chill, like, chill." Yo,
It's like, that's why I'm wearing this armor. If he comes at me,
you have to watch this podcast particularly, and just the beginning of it, because he went ham on Will Smith,
it was so
man.
funny. So
the guys were like, "Yo, chill."
The writer probably thought of way worse jokes about infidelity and was like, "Let's go with something mild."
Probably.
Dude, she's wearing a green, like a military green outfit.
Fresh.
Yeah.
And is she going to be in G.I. Jane?
No.
They're not making another G.I. Jane?
No. She's not doing this for a role.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, she's doing it because she has alopecia.
Yes.
She's losing her hair.
Yeah, which is apparently a huge deal. I had no idea.
every person at the Oscars has fake hair.
Every person in this room is losing their hair.
Yeah. Shouts to Keeps.
Yeah.
But no, for real, like if there's one place where you can wear like wigs and fake hair and all that kind of stuff, it's like every girl there probably has extensions.
Yeah, but she wanted to be proud. She wanted to come out and say, yo, this is my hair.
Well, then keep it a buck. Be proud. Yeah.
You don't go and sit in the front row. You're a star at the Oscars. There's a professional comedian whose job is to roast people. That's what he's doing. And what he did was not even insulting.
It's not about...
It was a mild joke. That was not an insult. It was the most mild joke about her hairstyle.
I fully
in
get
reference
it.
to a movie where a lady shaved her head.
I fully get it. But
Like
I'm
the
just
idea
simply
that there's
saying
any justification whatsoever of him getting up there and smacking him in the face.
But Fancy's not losing his hair the way that Carlos is. He's like the Mexican Larry David. He's like Luis David. He is. And Carlos is, what are you doing? What are you...
He's gonna slap behind you.
Keep Carlos's name out of your fucking mouth.
Dude, it was like a Mexican Larry David joke. I was...
Keep Carlos's name out of your fucking mouth.
Okay, dude.
When I first saw it, I was like, yeah. Because he bumped me twice.
Oh, Chris Rock did.
Chris Rock, Friday and Saturday. I wasn't able to go up. He's a nice guy. I'm just saying. There was a little part of it was like, Dad, don't bump. You know what I mean? And then Eric made a little meme of the slab is that don't be bumping people in the OR. You know what I mean? So, which is funny, but when you really think about it, because there was a moment after Will said, "Don't ever fucking talk about me." A couple times he said that, where Chris, I know that look because I've been there. It's a moment of shock and trauma. It was traumatic. He was assaulted in front of millions and trillions of people. I mean, not millions of people watched but virally. I mean, you're talking about the world saw it. The whole world. Russians saw it. Putin saw it. I bet you Martin Putin saw it.
What do you think weighs more? Chris Rock or the hair in the shower drain at Jada Smith? What do you think, Rex?
He was doing some weird movie thing. It was like he was getting away with it as if he was living in a fictional movie. Like the idea that you think it's smart while wearing a tuxedo to walk onto a stage in front of the world, like literally the world, one of the biggest award shows on earth, if not the biggest, and smack a comedian for the most mild joke, and then sit there quivering, saying,
With
keep
anger,
my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. And everybody's just going to sit there in the shit that you just took on the table. You just pulled your pants down and took a shit on the dinner table, and they all have just sit there and look at that. That's what it's like.
A shit full of peanuts and corn and everything.
It stinks. It's just the whole idea behind it is complete.
Why you gotta do that? No, the shit was metaphor. It was enough. Like
you gotta make me like visualize it.
It reminds me of that. You wouldn't understand the references, but you might. It reminds me of the Austin Powers thing with the big sumo guy. He's like, I took a gnarly one. When did I have corn? Like that just popped into my head when I saw this. No idea. You guys would know. He wouldn't. He doesn't understand any of my references. But, yeah.
Completely irrational. But what I'm saying is like these people live in this fake world of, you're protected by guards, you're driven by limos, you're on the red carpet, like all of it is crazy life. And he's so goddamn famous and so removed from regular discourse and interaction with regular people that he, for whatever reason in his head, acted like he's a character in a movie.
Yeah. There was a guy, a writer there, and I remember him saying, I don't think that it was real. And I'm like, I don't think the acting could be that great.
Right.
Yeah, bro. And so, then we ended up at the party, and then Rock was there, which I thought was a cool move. He's at the party. He's not like ducking anything, Yeah. I think he thought it was really weird. He didn't look like affected. He didn't have like a little cast on his jaw or nothing.
Imagine me and Kalila are in the audience. We'll never go there, but
we'll never.
Yeah, but
certainly
let's
not
suppose
front stage.
And Chris goes, "Look at Kalila with her heart defect or something, right?"
Yeah.
And people are laughing, right?
There's something worse about my the way I look, not so much my
Look at Bobby Lee is dating Stanley Tucci.
Oh God.
Stanley Tucci's here, right? And I kind of laugh, right? And I look over and you're upset, right? I would look.
What if he said this? Even worse.
Okay, go ahead. I'm in the audience.
Yeah. She looks so much like Stanley Tucci. He hasn't fucked her in 2 years.
No, you have to look upset.
Okay,
Then I look back up here.
overdoing it now.
And I look at you and I go, we're on TV, smile, bitch. We're on TV, bitch. There's billions of people, bitch. We're millionaires, bitch. You mean you can take that?
It's true.
Now, question, guys. Jada Pinkett Smith's hair condition. You think that's actually alopecia, or it's all like the R&B singers just rubbing her head?
Oh my gosh! Stop.
What? They said that her head is like the new log from the Apollo.
Bro,
like, what, you thought I was gonna give all of those jokes in the intro? Come on, so we gotta have a couple leftovers for the conversation.
Oh my God.
You rub that, you can have a career.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Here's what happened right afterwards.
Now-
He won the Academy.
Knowing him, this is all just coming straight out of his mouth, right?
Yeah, like he did. I don't think he planned it.
I think it's just like
it's coming out. It's like
oh my
sure,
God.
don't give no shits, bro.
No, he does not. Even when he's actually on stage,
Oh my
he
God,
doesn't
bro.
give a shit. He'll be saying stuff to people in the crowd, and I'm like,
maybe now somebody's gonna went up on stage and fucking slap him in the face.
I don't think so, because if you actually do that, I feel like what Chris Rock's brother said, if you do that on an actual comedic stage and you're just some random person and you come up here and try to punch me, you're gonna get knocked out.
That's why the guy
But
did.
The difference is you're not on a random stage, you're on an Oscar stage.
Yeah.
And you're in front of millions, not just your regular audience with regular nobodies. You
I
know
think
what I
one of the
mean?
guys from Wild Now, I forgot his name, like knocked somebody out who went up on stage on him.
Yeah.
Just knocked him out. I forgot his name. But yeah.
Academy Award, then goes up and does a speech.
I know who you're talking about. What's his name?
We forgot.
The skinny dude.
Yeah. We forgot his name. Let's continue.
DC.
DC and Fly?
Yeah. I knew it was going to come to me.
Good
I'm
job.
Like, I know this. I watch Rolling It Out all the time.
The whole thing was so bizarre, and it made me think, like, how many other human beings could be in a similar situation and pull that off?
Not
like,
many.
Like, if a man walked on stage and smacked a woman,
that would not fly.
Would not fly.
Not fly.
If a woman walked on stage and smacked another woman, I don't even think it would fly.
I would love to see if The Rock said something instead of Chris Rock. Then is it keep my wife's name out of your mouth?
I'm gonna give you one. What if it was?
It would be more entertaining if a woman did that, because a lot of people would, I wouldn't say encourage, but wouldn't mind that, because chick on chick fighting is more.
I wouldn't say not
like,
mind.
I'm not saying. I said I wouldn't say that per se, but like I don't know what word you would use, but like chick on chick fighting was always like.
I get what you mean.
Demeaned as something either like sexy or funny, or you know what I mean. So
if
I don't think anybody would really.
I think if a guy walked in and slapped a woman in the face, the whole fucking
Yeah.
room would tackle him.
The whole
room would go out and tackle the guy.
The whole world would go after him. He'd be dead. Let's just put it that way.
That's good to do.
What if it was Jimmy Kimmel? What if it was a white dude? What if it was Ricky Gervais? Will Smith ain't hitting him, yo.
Yeah,
that's
probably right.
Will Smith, what do you think, Al? I don't think he's hitting him.
I don't know. I think Will was fed up. I think
this is the thing. I think Will.
It could have been anybody.
I think Will was fed up, and then he took it out on somebody he knew he could get away with taking it out on,
Yeah.
which is why it's so pussy to me.
He's known him for like 25 years. He's like,
But he's also
made jokes.
I want to make a point about that. He did make jokes in the past. I want to make another point. Nobody in that room was rooting for Chris Rock.
What do you mean?
Keep this in mind. All the people in that crowd have been made fun of by Chris Rock for the last decade. These are people who live in their own little Hollywood bubbles. Nobody ever gives them pushback. Nobody ever teases them. Nobody ever says nothing to these people. They don't have a sense of humor. You go see these shows, and they're like groaning about all these jokes and then applauding when the joke is virtuous, right?
Yeah.
They they have to go to these events because they want the public applause.
Yeah.
They want the public validation, but they know that they're going to get caught in the crosshairs from a Chris Rock joke, and it drives them crazy. And they were happy. Did you see the way Samuel Jackson dapped up Will Smith
what a
afterwards.
fucking
Did you see
loser,
the way
dog.
that Denzel and Bradley Cooper?
Hey, watch out.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
Hey, Denzel a loser, dog.
No. Chill. I gotta give credit.
About to come over there and smack you right now. Fuck out of here,
Keep
bro.
his name out your mouth.
Hey, I will.
At a certain point, it looks like he thinks that it's gonna be he's joking.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure at a certain point, I bet it was very close quarters when the energy probably changed in his mind. He's like, oh, this is not a joke. What do I do? Do you think Rock did the best thing that he could have done?
Yes.
Yo, he literally his new.
Before I continue, do you think it would be better for Chris Rock if he had made a joke about, their, entanglement issue? Just like, or like...
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like, just like...
If he snapped...
No, not originally. But like, after he slapped him and then he made like a quick joke about the entanglement issue, would that have been better for him or like...
I think he handled it perfectly.
Not saying anything
because
at all?
nobody is looking at him like he did something wrong.
Okay.
Yeah, they're picking at stuff that he may have said in the past that could have led up to this, but that's really like hearsay.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
not hearsay. They have proof of him saying it.
Yeah, but the fact that it caused Will to do that is hearsay. You don't really know what caused Will to do that, and if that was the case, Will would have said something back then also. You know what I mean? But the fact that he chose to keep his composure and just continue on with the show like he was supposed to do, and then still make appearances at after parties and stuff like that.
I guess it's just because he's Hollywood now, but like if this was like
I
Dave
think he
Chappelle
handled it very maturely.
Or what's the guy's name?
Dave Chappelle or Bill Burr?
Yeah, Bill Burr. I think they'll have crack back.
Oh yeah,
Crack
definitely,
back.
definitely.
Especially Bill Burr would have been
Yeah,
like, what the
definitely.
fuck is this?
Bill
We had
Burr
this
would
shit.
have, but Bill Burr would have also punched back too.
Probably, I don't
Bill
know,
Burr,
probably.
No,
I don't know,
just
probably.
from like I can kind of tell Bill Burr's the type of person that'd be like, motherfucker, and then start cracking some jokes after the punch. You know what I mean?
Like the whole rest of the show would be him just like going
Going
ham on Will Smith.
yeah. This fool really thought he could punch me. Like, you know what I mean?
What the fuck is wrong with
you? What do you think you are?
And he probably would have made a mojus about her.
Uh-huh.
But let's continue. But Chris Rock is like, I'm Hollywood now. I got movie deals that I gotta protect.
'cause
So
I
I'm
think
gonna
he
chill.
he went into shock mode, but when he was also in shock mode, he was in thinking mode, and he was like,
I don't
okay, let me just
Let me
chill,
not ruin millions of dollars.
because like
yeah.
you know. But like they're saying, if it was anybody else, even if it was like Chris Rock's brother, because even his brother said, if it was me, that dude would have been flat. But my brother got more stuff to lose, so he had to hold that shit. But me, I'm good.
New tour is called Ego Death.
Antonio Brown.
Yes.
Yo, he literally his new tour is called Ego Death.
Antonio Brown.
Getting slapped at the Oscars and not doing nothing, you can't have an ego about that, bro. And he can't even come back and make jokes about Will.
Yes, he can. Yes, he can. There's two types of black people. There's black people, and then there's Will Smith. Every time black people want to have a good time, Will Smith come and fuck it up.
That's good.
Keep going.
That's good. That's good.
Yo, Will Smith always wants some credit for some shit he's supposed to do. I protect my family. You supposed to, you dumb motherfucker. Beef my 4/5 mine. I hate Will Smith. The media. You think when I'm at the Oscars, I'm looking at the audience for the media? No, I'm looking for Will Smith.
It was a rare instance where someone is so enormously famous and successful like Will Smith that they literally still allowed him to not just win the Academy Award, but also go up and accept it and give a speech after he assaulted a small comedian.
Yeah, they should have
on
ejected him.
stage.
They should have ejected him from the show.
100%. 100%. I agree with that. You can't just go smack a man in the face in front of the world and then go about business as usual. First of all, it sets a terrible precedent.
Yes.
In so many different ways. It sets a terrible precedent for comedy clubs.
Yes.
Like, are people going to decide that they're going to go on stage and smack the comedian
I
now?
hope they try to smack Brendan or you. I just want to see one Joe Rogan turning sidekick. Yeah, Chuggy.
I don't necessarily think people are going to change their behavior, but dumb people might. But also, it's just like, what are we saying as a society when the people that we look up to, for whatever reason, for good or for bad, we look up to actors.
Yes.
And the Academy Awards is supposed to be them in their most regal outfits, their best behavior, and to drop down to violence for something so innocuous as a G.I. Jane joke.
What rematch would you?
You think working without punch back?
Oh yeah.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
Stop.
Without a doubt.
Bah! Okay.
Some people just. A lot of people aren't like Chris or aren't like people like that they go into shock factor and they start thinking. Some people it's just reaction.
Yeah.
So like people like Bill Burr and Joe Rogan, I feel like in that initial moment it'll be reaction first, and then afterwards they'll be like, oh shit,
I think
and
also,
then they'll start like making jokes about it or something.
I think
too,
also Joe has done MMA too. I feel like that is a part where like when you get hit, I think the natural instincts come out.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I don't know how...
But I think it was different for Chris because, like everybody's saying, they were good friends. So I think he was more in shock that his good friend was doing this than having... Because if it was somebody he wasn't that close to, his reaction probably would have been a lot different. It would have been, like, more... okay, and punch you in the face too.
I don't think he would punch them back in the face either. I think that initially when Will was walking up to him, he was like, oh, he's gonna do like a joke thing, you know. He was off guard. Exactly, he was off guard.
But I'm saying if it was some random person that did that, it might have been a different, more of like a protective instinct kind of reaction than a shocked reaction.
Gotcha.
And to go to what Joe Rogan said before about the Oscar thing, I think that's what a lot of people are mad about the most. That the fact that this incident happened, and then the Oscars per se let the incident continue pretty much by letting it stir. Like Joe Rogan said, you let this guy take a shit on stage, and then you let him sit in the audience
and
with
everybody
and look at this shit, and then you let him also get a reward for doing this shit, pretty much.
And everybody was like clapping and shit.
Yeah, I think that was the most disgusting thing out of the whole thing.
Disgusting.
You rather see Masvidal versus Colby or Rock versus Smith?
Rock versus Smith, probably, just because I don't know how that plays out. But Colby versus Jorge, I think that plays out pretty similar to how it played out the first time.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, how much bigger is Will than Chris?
I think at least 50 pounds. I know that. How tall is Chris? You mind checking that out?
How tall is Chris Rock? 5'10".
Wow.
I wonder if either can scrap.
Will Smith is 6'1.5".
Did you measure him at the Oscars?
I looked it up.
He did.
And then I got bored of looking it up because I was trying to figure out the weights or whatever, and I just went to sleep.
And here's what comedians had to say on Twitter. Tim Dillon said, okay, but also this must be said, that was all great television. From the slap to the speech. Before that, the Oscars was incredibly boring and tame. We found the formula. A rocky marriage, a violent attack, a redemption arc. What a show. Andrew Santino said, it's a comedian's...
Before, you think it's going to bring people to the Oscars next year? More people watch it next year? Just expecting something is going to happen again? You think so?
Probably.
I mean, that's probably not going to happen.
Probably.
I think people are going to watch the Oscars just in case something else happens. You know?
It's almost like the news per se. People don't, when it's a calm week and there's nothing big reported, you see that nobody's really watching the news. But when there's every day and issues happening, then more people are watching it. It's kind of the same thing with the Oscars.
You think the Oscars are going to like plan shit
I
out?
think next year, and I also think that's what a lot of people are thinking. Oh, was this planned because of the fact that it was so boring? They wanted to spice it up. But you can't really say that now that we know all the facts because of the fact of Chris Rock's reaction and shock.
I don't think this was planned, but do you think they're gonna plan some shit in the future just to bring more watchers?
Who knows? Nothing surprises me anymore.
Or they want to do like a fake thing where they
joke about it?
Yeah, and then but really it was like planned out. You know what I mean? Just make it a skit. But you know, I think if they're smart, they'll do some shit like that.
Yeah.
So people can watch it, but they might not because they're so professional and whatever.
Marriage, a violent attack, a redemption arc. What a show. Andrew Santino said, it's a comedian's responsibility to always know their audience, and that includes everyone's medical history, likes, and dislikes.
kidding me?
That was a joke. That was a joke. That has to be a joke.
Seriously. And plus, you have to realize, if you ever watched the Oscars before, they have a lot of comedians at the Oscars because of the fact that if they didn't have comedians, it would be even more boring and tame. So the comedians are there to basically roast the audience.
Make it fun.
Make it more fun.
Yeah.
You know? Because they had, even Ellen DeGeneres one year was out there roasting people. And she's supposedly the nicest person on television.
Yeah, there's a whole
that's a whole other story. But I'm just making a point. Yeah. So that's what their job is.
Mark Norman tweeted about 600 times since this happened, but two of my favorites were, thank God Chris Rock didn't take a shot at Alec Baldwin, and also I bet Chris Rock is having a real jerk store moment right now.
The ocean called? They're running out of shrimp?
Yeah. But then I said to him, oh yeah? Well, the jerk store called, and they're running out of you.
Really? That's great. You said that to him?
Well, actually, I thought it up on the way over here.
Oh, that's not quite the same.
No, it's not. You don't know this guy. It would have been so sweet.
Tom Segura, I thought, was a little soft on Will Smith. All he had to say was, fuck Will Smith's candy ass smacking a dude 4 inches shorter and 50 pounds lighter. He's just in his feelings because his bald-headed bitch been fucking around on him for years and he takes it. We all know who he wishes he could have slapped. Hashtag cuck Will. He also tweeted these 4 pictures of her bald ass head and said, this bitch been bald, jokes about it or her are fine. It was tame AF, you are super sensitive about it, buy a fucking wig. And finally, Sam WRLD said Will Smith just won an award for being the best actor, but he couldn't act like a human being during a joke. And he also said this was the biggest hit Will Smith has been involved in since the 90s. All around, crazy thing that happened. Here's every comedian's take on it. I'm sure no one will care about this in a few weeks, but it was fun while it lasted. Make sure you subscribe to Joke World, follow us on Instagram. Thanks for watching, and more videos coming soon.
Well, we're doing a video on this, after a few weeks, so let's hope what's the care about
This guy, Joke World, could you pause it? This guy, Joke World, I think did a good thing mashing them all together. I liked it a lot.
Yeah. I think the next part has Bill Burr in there, so we're gonna see what his reactions is.
I can't wait for that.
Alright guys, we'll get to part 2. Videos get a little long, so we don't wanna, keep babbling on about it. But yeah.
We could go on forever.
Like,
comment,
subscribe.
Bye.
See you next time.